to a certain extent, I feel sorry for Jimmy Kimmel. And no, I don't think he's a redeeming human being, but he's like an attack dog that was trained to attack. And then when the attacking was done, they put him down.
ABC pulls Jimmy Kimmel off air indefinitely. Blackface is out of here. See you later, buddy.
Oh, wow.
For his Charlie Kirk comments. And that goes back to what I was saying. It's not illegal to say what you're saying. It's not illegal to come out here, as much as it hurts my soul for these people to come out here and say F Charlie or this and that. There's nothing illegal about it. But if you work for an institution, you have a responsibility. And that's exactly what's happening here. That's where the free speech and hate speech comes in, Mark. We don't like it. The First Amendment protects the speech that we don't like. It makes them horrible people. Karma's going to get them on the flip side, and they're going to burn in hell. Nothing illegal about it, but you must deal with it with your employer. As good on ABC.
Well, is this the same ABC who hasn't yet fired that same individual who was saying, oh, isn't it touching the romantic love notes between these two starstruck lovers? Yeah, to a certain extent, I feel sorry for Jimmy Kimmel. And no, I don't think he's a redeeming human being, but he's like an attack dog that was trained to attack. And then when the attacking was done, they put him down. Like, that's basically it. He was doing what he thought was the right thing because that's the system that he was trained in. I think the real issue is, like, I mean, this has been going around Twitter, like, free speech doesn't mean it's free from consequences. And so the problem with our society is across the board, there are no consequences. There are no consequences for stealing, lying, cheating, fraud, money laundering, like none of this. Legal influence with politicians and campaign finance, like there are no consequences. And so certain people are finding out that the game they played into does actually have consequences, and they should have had consequences. I love to think that the society that beat the Axis back in the 40s and 50s would have been much more aggressive at correcting this behavior within towns and communities. Like somebody is creeping on kids, that person is going to get a beat down by the men in the town. And you could say, oh, that's horrifying. Well, no, it's a better high trust society. And that's the society I want to live in and have my kids grow up in, where I don't have to put a GPS tracker to their arms. No, I don't have to monitor every second of their life to make sure that they're not being like groomed into radical trans assassination groups. Those people should have got punched on the schoolyard. I'm sorry. And that's not a call to violence. It's a consequence. Yes, they should be shunned for having these horrible views, should be fired. And it's not cancel culture.
No, it's definitely not. And we all deal with some sort of discipline with something. If I say something the audience doesn't like, guess what, Mark? They turn their computers, they shut their phones off, and they don't listen to me the next week.
John, I probably just lost 500 followers tonight talking about AIPAC.
I probably lost a few thousand listeners. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we've got to come out here and speak the reality and the truths of what it is. And if we're wrong, let there be a debate about it and be held responsible in the court of what we'll call social law. And it's what's happening now to Jimmy Kimmel. It's what's happening to all these people across the board. You work for an employee. You work for an employer. Someone employs you. Someone pays your paycheck. Guess what? We're all replaceable. And you know who taught me that better than anyone? When Lou Dobbs was fired from Fox News, I said, I spoke to him that night for probably 5 hours on the phone, and he wasn't upset. He wasn't mad, Mark. He goes, yeah, you know what? Yet again, I was fired from another job. It is what it is. We're at the will of these people. He goes, when I took this job after CNN, he goes, I knew at any time, at any given place, I could be fired. And it's what you accept with, right? And I said to him, I go, yeah, it's just, you were the number one show, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe they do it. He goes, partner, we're all replaceable. Look what they did to Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly got the boot when he was the number one rated show. I go, yeah, but they can't. I go, look at like Tucker Carlson. That guy can never be fired. And Lou laughed, and Lou loved Tucker. And he laughed, and he goes, partner, he could be gone tomorrow if they want. And I'll never forget, I was on the phone with Lou. The moment they fired Tucker, he used to go through Drudge. Every morning he'd go through Drudge, and I try to get him off that garbage website. And he goes, partner, they just fired Tucker Carlson. And I don't think he remembered that I told him they'll never fire Tucker Carlson because he would have rubbed it in my face. And I'm like, no way they couldn't have done it. But we're all replaceable, Mark. Every single one of us. The president of the United States is replaceable. We replace him every 4 years. That's what people don't realize, Mark.
Well, there's a delightful little specification that I would like to make. In that, like Lou Dobbs, Tucker Carlson, they were canceled. Like that was canceling.
Yeah.
But they were canceled for having integrity and speaking for things they believed in.
Yeah.
Imagine being quote unquote canceled for cheering the death of the father of young children. That's the kind of thing that doesn't wash off. And that is not high integrity. That's low integrity. And that's going to follow people around. And so I think for these people, it's a situation where I'm sorry that you allowed yourself to be that mentally weak and incompetent and allowed your integrity to lapse, your humanity that much. What have we other than our integrity and humanity? And they sold it out for clicks and virtue signaling. And I don't think they're going to be able to wash it off.